Whoo-wee! Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. So I'm looking at LIXT right now, and this ticker is rough. Really intense, clean front side here, and a really quick one here. But this ticker, every time I felt like I was ready to get traded, I was a little bit too slow today on LIXT specifically. It was pretty much done deal. And then we had this big flush right here, and then now we broke VWAP on the 5-minute, and I'm not so interested to keep watching at this moment. Maybe we're going to get a second leg or a third leg at one point. We're going to consolidate and find, make new highs later in the day, but right now, this is not a ticker I want to be trading anymore. I'm going to go ahead and call it, which is a little unfortunate because, here we go. I'm ending the day red. Not the best, and I can't complain so much. Today was a really choppy day. It was really tough to be trading out there. I felt like we had a lot of tickers that popped up and then just disappeared again. And I'm happy I'm not red on more tickers. Unfortunately, with LIXT, I was really getting ready for this ticker. I was starting to size in. And then if we had one more just continuation, it would have been a really nice winner. Unfortunately, I was not the best in my risk management today. I held a little bit too long, and then I got stuck in a flush, and I couldn't close quick enough. I had some slippage, so biggest size loser, and I lost like 13 something on this one. This was a really big loss, and then I made back some of the losses again. So yeah, this was a pretty devastating. I think it was my biggest loser of the year. Before we talk about these tickers, let me actually show you guys a little bit what's been going on. So we've been on a really nice little front side here, nice little green streak. And this is my day trading small caps account for the pretty much like almost 2 years now. Nice little increase in volume. So it's been really slow this year. This first Q1 has been like the slowest Q1 in a while that I've experienced, and it was just for momentum gap trading. It was a snooze fest. It was really tough. I mean, I was sizing down. I wasn't really getting that interested in trading so aggressively. And now, in the last 4 weeks or so, it's been getting really hot. Actually, specifically right here. I went on holiday. I was skiing in Südtirol, which is North Italy actually. And this is. I noticed, I was always in the Discord and I was checking with you guys. I was like, whew, the market's really heating up. I was watching some recaps from other traders and I was like, man, we're getting some really good moves again. We are not seeing this in early March. We're not seeing this in February, and we're definitely not seeing this in January. So I was really excited what I was seeing. And then, I was ready to hit the ground running, and that's exactly what happened. So after my holiday, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days of green streak, and then today's a red day. I'm down 450 or so, like I said earlier. So, I'm not beating myself up too much about this red day. I'm really not beating myself up at all. I mean, I was near my max loss today, a little over $700 down. My max loss is 1,000. So I'm happy I'm able to get away from that a little bit. And today was just so tricky. I think, if a few different things happened and, I just got lucky, maybe I could have had a green day today, but it just was not a day where I feel bad for being red, let's just say, because it was a tough day. Let's just review these tickers, and maybe we should just really focus on LIXT, and I'll just zoom through the other ones because there is so much nonsense popping up, so much. So let's just go to LIXT first, and let's start on the daily, see what this ticker's been up to. So this is it. This is IPO'd right here in December. Yeah, December 20th, 2020. And it's had a lot of these kind of fake spikes to the upsides, these fake out breakouts, and that weren't able to hold their highs. So that's a really important point you want to keep in mind. When a ticker doesn't, have these multi-day runs, oftentimes that history repeats itself, and I would be surprised if this ticker just sold off the rest of the day. I'll show you on the intraday chart again what happened that made me a little bit cautious. Industry biotech, 14 million shares outstanding and a $50 million market cap. So it is biotech. If these companies have good catalysts, they typically just burn that cash really, really fast. So they're not really my favorite companies to be swing trading. I do like day trading them. That's a different story between investing and day trading. So LIXT on the 5-minute, really nice, big pop here. The problem was this pop was so fast and short-lived. It was only in 10 minutes and 200%. And unfortunately, I didn't get aggressive quick enough, which kind of bothered me a little bit, right? It's all about, you want to be patient, you want to wait for the right setup, or the right ticker and the right setup, right? So I was just constantly like, oh, let me try this one, let me try this one. I was being patient. I wouldn't, get too aggressive on anything. And then LIXT popped up. And I was like, boom, let's go. So I was patient till the right setup ticker came up. Unfortunately, I didn't get aggressive enough. I should have really jumped into this one heavy, quicker, and sized up quicker. I'd actually sized up okay, but I didn't get aggressive enough fast enough. So we had these two nice legs. Everything else was really choppy though. So let's go to the 1 minute and show you guys how I ended up trading this one. And here you'll really see what I mean by I didn't get aggressive enough. So this first 1 minute candle, let me try to zoom in a spot where it's not super hard to see. Yeah, all of a sudden we pop up, 160% in 3 minutes. Ridiculous. I'm finally like just catching it. I'm like, ticker moving. Let's go. Volume, yeah, a little bit light. That's for sure. But it's okay because lately, with all these tickers moving, the volume's just spread out everywhere. You could really feel that. It's like traders don't know what to trade. That's how I felt today. I felt overwhelmed. So popped up, and I think I bought this first pullback here. Unfortunately, my size maybe wasn't as big as it should have been, but that's fine. I did do a nice little trade here, took some profits right away, and pulls back again. I think I do a very similar trade. Yeah, this one. I missed this one. This is where I didn't get aggressive enough. I should have been buying into the highs looking for that continuation. But I think at this point, I already traded 5+ tickers at this point, and none of them had continuation. So I think I was a little bit weary. You never want to bring outside biases and other trades into your current trade, but yeah, I mean, I was definitely weary for sure. Anyway, it keeps on running, and at this point, look at this. I'm not getting any size. I'm not trading this. Not nearly what I should be doing. Finally, it has a 1 minute pullback, and I'm like, all right, let's start sizing into this ticker. Let's see that break of 4 because we could run to 5 easy. Because that's where the next big resistance is on the daily chart. Let me show you guys here. Daily chart, $5, huge resistance. This is where we had that recent top after the IPO. And then we had a breakout and then some retest and then, never past that area again. So I thought $5 was that, spot we're going to retest. So I start sizing into this one. I close a little bit size here and rebuy a little bit later. And I'm like, all right, this could be the big pop. We have a really good 5 minute setup. Everything's looking good. But then there was hesitation. There's a few attempts for this one to reverse, and it did not break out. And this is where I made my cardinal mistake. I just kept holding, and I did not close quick enough. I figured I'll just close if it breaks VWAP. You don't just close if it breaks VWAP, because oftentimes if a ticker like this with such a small float, breaks, the shares outstanding is at 14 million. I don't know what the float is, but it's probably less than 14 million. It always is. So it was gonna flush hard if that was the case. And guess what? Boom! It flushed hard. I tried to close right away. I didn't get my fill, and then I was dealing with slippage, and all of a sudden, finally, I get to close it. Guess where? At like 2.76 or something, like almost near the perfect low. It bounces up a little bit at one point, but ultimately, this was a disaster. So I took a huge loss on this, and this one candle alone, I mean, this was like a 10% flush, and then I was already down at this point. So I took a huge percentage loss here on a pretty decent size, and that's why I just lost like 1350 in just one trade like that. And I was like, that was a bit silly. Like, I should have just took my losses here, and then I could always rebuy on the move up. So this was bad risk management on my end. I'm not really upset about this trade. I totally acknowledge like I did poor trading here. Right, momentum gap trading, gap and go trading. It's all about breakout or bailout. This had few attempts of breaking out, and they all failed, and I didn't bail out. So this was really my fault here, and I really don't blame anyone except myself. Now, this ticker was tough to trade because it was such a short-lived front side. That was really what made it so difficult. And then I did try again here, and then all of a sudden, it starts ripping up. And this is where I actually do trade it, but I didn't size up. I think I was a little bit nervous at this point that it would flush again on me or something like that. But I eventually realized, hey, this is actually a pretty good setup here. I need to start sizing in. So I start sizing in. I actually do a pretty good trade here. Buy near the low and sell right before the breakout, which I had a feeling wasn't going to work because it got rejected a few times. So this one I did well, but then it had this kind of quick move here. I really didn't trust it at this point. Plus the breakout had lower volume, so that's why I didn't trade it in this area, and that was a good idea. But yeah, ever since then it's been a little sketchy. LIXT, man, this was a really tough one for me personally to trade, and I think every ticker today was really tough. I'm actually surprised I'm green on every other ticker. But it doesn't really matter because my green trades weren't, they didn't outweigh the red trades today. And that makes a lot of sense because there wasn't that many opportunities to, usually on a front side, you'll get like 15, 30 minutes or something like that where you can really try to start sizing in, get some good wins. These were like 5-10 minute front sides, and then they were over. So I would start sizing in, and then I would just get destroyed on it. So it is what it is. It's a numbers game, and today it just didn't work out. I think that's why I'm really not so bummed about it. I know back in the day, if I just took a almost $1,400 loser, I'd be a little bit bummed out. But I had that loss, and I was like, makes sense. Like, it's crazy out here right now. So let's just really fast go through these other tickers. They're really not so interesting, but I think they're all worth talking about, at least briefly. Starting with BCDA, I'm up 16 on this one. So I won't go to the daily on each one, but you'll see the daily down here. And then they all generally were like small caps. I think one of them was a larger cap, but other than that, kind of all similar statistics. Now, this one had kind of interesting price action here, where quick move to the front side. This was, a 15-minute front side more or less here. And I did do some of the trading. I just unfortunately took some losses on these fake outs. I think this one right here, I was buying higher, and then I got faked out and closed, and then it popped up, and I was like, why is this so choppy? It's a little frustrating. Not to mention, look at the volume. It's not even at, it's not even consistently over 100,000 shares being traded. So the volume on BCDA was very light. You'll see that across the board, where these tickers all had very light volume. And I think it's because they were all moving like at the same time. It was just like this ticker popped up and then it died, another ticker popped up and it died, and I felt like traders, especially myself, were just a little scatterbrained and like didn't know what to really throttle onto. That was really my mistake. ATNM, I'm up 30 on this one, so just scratch fest. Has this breakout, I'm like, all right, let's get that continuation to 8. Boom, it doesn't work. Pops up again, doesn't work. Pops up again, doesn't work. I stopped looking at it because the volume dies up. Finally, it's above VWAP, 5-minute breakout, 1-minute pullback. I actually missed this move. This was like one of the best moves. Then I go for the second move, doesn't work. Go for the next breakout, doesn't work. So it's just like, no continuation. VERU, yesterday's big winner. This one is such a beautiful ticker that I missed yesterday because I finished trading at 10 and I was doing the recap, and I looked after the recap and I was like, oh my God, VERU finally does the move I was waiting for all day. Anyway, this ticker, let's actually just look at it really fast on the daily. You'll see here, big move yesterday, and then the 5-minute is really what I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, 10 o'clock is literally where I stopped trading, and then this move happens. Yesterday was a big green day, but I still missed one of the best tickers, so luck of the draw. And then I kept on trying to trade these moves to break out to new highs. I was looking for that second leg, right? We have basically one leg here, consolidation, second leg here, consolidation, and then I thought we were going to see maybe that third leg to like 20 or so. We did not see it, so that was unfortunate. Anywho, you can see every time we had these nice 5-minute breakouts, I would start trading this one looking for continuation, but never really ended up getting that. So it was frustrating. It was just like everything I started trading died on me. One of those days for sure. UUU pops up. I'm actually surprised I'm green on this one. I feel like I didn't do good trading on it. Then again, my thoughts about this one are kind of similar to what I've been saying. Very quick front side here. It's up 60% in 3 minutes. I start trading it. I don't even really remember where. Somewhere I was, trading this volatility. I think I got in with like 500 shares on this pullback to like 4.8 or something like that. I don't recall exactly. And then I think I took profits really, really quickly. I just didn't trust these tickers. Yeah, so that one died out really fast. Big resistance at $6 as well. So that was the spot of resistance pre-market. And look, all these tickers just sold off. And then CYCC, actually not even that great of a ticker. I'm up 355 on it. Just because I finally got one of those moves. Let me show you guys here on the daily. Oh my God, look how ugly that 5-minute is. It's disgusting. Let's see. So this is classic. I mean, all these tickers, shares, 10 million shares outstanding, 22 million market cap, biotech with a catalyst. I mean, everything across the board is very similar. This ticker has so much overhead resistance though. So they were just all getting slammed back down. It was crazy. Yeah, it's been selling off ever since the market opened. So again, very quick front side here. This time, I just get aggressive quick enough. That's really the only difference. I think I trade this breakout right here, and I take my first profit around 4, and this one just works. Like, I was ready to keep buying here, but then you really felt the sellers, and on the 5-minute you can see this is a bit of a shooting star here, so this is a really bearish sign, big resistance, and look at that volume. It's not even over 100,000 really, and you should be seeing like 200-300,000 on the 1-minute pre-market at 7:15. So I knew the volume was light on this, and I didn't go for this trade, even though usually it is still on a front side and I should be doing it, but I felt that this ticker was not very nice. So I actually did, a pretty good job on trading with CYCC. I gotta, looking back, actually, that was a pretty good trade and pretty good reasoning. Before we wrap up, let me just go back to LIXT here for a second and see, maybe where I could have done something a little bit different. I think obviously right here, the VWAP breakout on the 5-minute, that's really when I should have been sizing in. I should have just, left all the fear at the door. I think I was a little bit fearful in this area, and here I had pretty much no fear. I was pretty much just like blindly hopeful, like, oh yeah, we're just gonna get more continuation, even though everything today showed that we weren't getting continuation. So big mistake on my end. I could have got aggressive a little bit earlier on here, just start sizing in faster. And then really here, breakout or bailout. I could have, took my $500 loss or whatever it was in this area and just walked away. And then, kept on trading this. This was okay. I did okay trading here. I think like net was positive here in this area. And then here, basically do the same. Basically do exactly what I did, just, trade it more aggressively with bigger size and just quicker. So there's not a lot I could have necessarily done different. It's really just a few little tweaks. First, risk management a little bit tighter here, and then here and here where we have those clear front sides, get aggressive and size quicker. And that's pretty much it. So breakout or bailout and patience, aggression, and size. I mean, those are really the two mottos that paved the way for, this really nice green streak. And today I just wasn't able to exercise those two mottos hard enough, I would really say. So yeah, guys, I hope you got some value out of that, out of this recap video. I think it was, I'm really not too upset about it. And yeah, it could have been definitely much worse. There were some pretty nasty moves, and so I definitely avoided some pretty nasty stuff. So I'm happy about that. I don't think I'm gonna do any more trading today. Maybe if we see an amazing ticker and I'm looking at the stocks, but most likely not. I gotta do some taxes today, and it's gonna be an early week for me. So I'm not gonna be trading Thursday, and Friday the markets are closed. So I only got one more trading day in me this week, and then let's see. Hopefully we can just end the week green, and I'll be pretty happy with that. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to drop a like. Consider subscribing if you're new. We'd love to have you part of the community. And like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.